What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. My name is Barba223 and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about pretty much my new Magden build and really, in my opinion, like the state of Magden as a whole. This is a teaser, like I said earlier on my YouTube community page, that this is a teaser for the new build coming probably tomorrow or in the next couple of days. But anyways, this build has a lot. It has a lot of health, it has a lot of damage. It's very tanky as well. We are using one of the new mythics. If you recognize the symbol above my character's head, then you might know what mythic it is. It is the Serpent's coil. I'm not going to give away everything that I run in the build, but I will give away that I do have a Serpent build. I will also go over what I'm running. If you don't have High Isle, if you don't have the Serpent coil, etc. But I do want to talk about Magden as a whole. So pretty much, it's not in a good place in my opinion. I feel like in past updates, it's been so tanky that it's been able to just outlast people, but in this current state, it's kind of like you have to stack so much health that I feel like it's very difficult to get that damage as well unless you're using certain procs. But on top of it, not only do you need health, but you also need a lot of sustain because Magden is very expensive. So what I'm getting at is you are usually going to be stretched too thin in most Magden builds. Now don't get me wrong, like Magden's still a class that can be played like every other class. Everything can be good if in the right hands and in the right build, right? It's just obvious. I mean, that's how ESO is, and that's part of the reason it's a good game. But there's clear classes that are better, like Templar and DK and Stamsork specifically. But basically what I'm saying here is in a Magden build, it is my favorite class to play. And to basically get everything you want, I do a couple things. One, I make sure I get a lot of health. I want to be above like 36, 37k. That's my minimum for health. And then after that, I want to have a good sustain, whether it's straight recovery stat or something that gives recovery, something that gives me magic, something that gives me stamina. Anything that's going to help my sustain is like a must for me with a Magden. And then after that, I worry about damage. It's not about max stats, it's more about spell damage and, you know, ways to get my spell damage and straight up damage. So with the Serpent's coil, it's kind of a perfect fit. You get that 40% damage mitigation, which is nice. And then you also get that 450 spell damage, but on top of it, you get the Major Berserk, which is that's just great. So it really fits well in this build, and as you can see, I was kind of clapping people in this video. Like, I think I went like 13 or 14 and 1, but like again, it's tough on a Magden right now because the heals aren't great, considering that I use Arctic Wind because one, it's a stun, two, I have a lot of health, so it is half decent. It's not a bad heal. But then, you know, we're using Leeching Vines, which isn't great. It's okay. It used to be a lot better before they fixed before they fixed Lifesteal. But, you know, it's still, I'm not going to say Magden's complete trash because it isn't. It's still solid. It's difficult to be viable. And then on top of it, they don't have a great spammable. So it's kind of like, you know, what are you going to do? Well, you know, you could use a Master Staff, use spammable that way, or go the route I went and use Vampirism to use Blood for Blood as a spammable since we have a crap ton of health. It kind of saved me. I was running Magden and really struggling with what I was using. And then as soon as I switched to Blood for Blood, it made a big difference for me. But yeah, this build is a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable, and I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. I'll commentate a little bit here, but you know, as you can see, I'm really just trying. Every time I run into the DK, I have to wail on him and just put, you know, all the damage I have into him, and then he's just sitting there tanking it out with his dots. So it is tough to fight a DK or a Templar right now. It is annoying, and it's coming from someone that was a DK main for years until, of course, they got good. Why did I do that to myself? I don't know. I'm an idiot. But another topic I wanted to touch on in the video is that I really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me lately, and I'm really excited to get back into YouTube and post more videos, more builds, you know, maybe even start streaming here and there. So I really do appreciate it. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, I just wanted to touch on my Magden build, let you know it's coming, and yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun build. It's a very good team build, and it's gonna be using a set that you may or may not expect, but it's a really sleeper set in my opinion. It's very good. The build has a lot of healing power for your team, maybe not you as much as your team, honestly, but with the rest of all and rapid regen and leeching vines, it gives a lot of healing opportunity for your team. That's nice. And then on top of it, we're also applying the chilled status effect constantly, so we're getting extra crit damage, which is a very, very big bonus. I even considered running Frostbite, but I hate that set. If I'm being completely honest with you, that set is garbage in my opinion, dude. I hate it. I hate it. So I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Maybe I'll give it another try. You know, I'm not really sure. But as always, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Again, I appreciate the support. Let me know what you think of Magden down below, because I think it's really in a weird place. And to be honest, I never see them. I don't really run into many Magdens. So, you know, I'm not really surprised. They're not great. So, thank you guys. Have a good one, and just enjoy the rest of the gameplay.